How's everyone doing today? Hope you're all having a fantastic and wonderful day. We're being jumping right back here in some more Project Nope Zone. I ordered a chicken and an egg from Amazon. I'll let you know. Alrighty. So, let's get in here. And I have been thinking, first of all, I'm pretty sure I know how to fix the issue down here. Pretty sure I know how to fix this issue here. First, we need to make sure our magnet is on. You mind your yep, That happens. That happens. Alright. So, I think what we do here is this goes the items that are going into this pattern are going to go into a barrel, and then from that barrel we're going to use extractions that are filtered. And I think that's how this is supposed to be set up. So for instance, this needs to go into the machine for this one. This needs to go into the machine for this one. I think that's how that's going to be set up. And then I also realized, if we look at this, we can also do a similar thing to make chaotic cores. Setting up recipes and filters. So for instance, whitelisting. This is going to be a little more tricky because there's duplicates. Not on this. This is going to be relatively easy. But because you need the same thing in the middle as on the side, that's going to be a little trickier. So we'll have to figure that one out when the time comes. Unless we set up crafters specifically just for this recipe, exporting the large chaos fragments to the center, which we could do. And then the recipe would just be, send this stuff, you'll receive one of these back. We could do that. But first, let's go back to this guy. And we want to get a barrel. And then we are going to need some pipe. Probably quite a bit of pipe. And I think really we only need 2 of those, but we'll see. So now this guy is going to go into the barrel. These, the only thing I'm not 100% certain on is I don't know how these specifically connect to this. I don't know if this just has a radius that it can see. This is from... Yeah, we'll have to figure this out. But yeah. So then this being connected is fine. We might want to extend this out and give it more room. Just to give it a little bit more room here. Around the actual block. We can extend it out to there. Make sure that magnet's on. Grab these items. Put it about there. Actually, we're gonna want to do this a little bit differently because we want to have space. So let's bring this down a couple and then put that on there. And then this is going to need to be able to connected to here with this, and then I guess it can be connected there like that. Then we're gonna want these pedestals. something like this. Alright, and then hopefully this guy can see all of this. Okay, we're gonna set an extract. Coming here like this. And we're going to whitelist I am attempting to get this recipe here, as well as the there's another thing, the mana tablet in here. I thought this guy, mana creative tablet, able to be automated. That's the goal. Have I slept like since yesterday? You have pages A? Bags under my eyes? Oh, I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm always tired, so. How do we get this into here, though? Do I need to make one? Perhaps? Auto-corrected, and then you misclick. No worries. No worries. Random bats spawning in. Okay. So we're gonna add this there. And then for this guy, we have to add in the fabulous mana pool, so we need to actually get one of those made. Into the light, I will fly. Go ahead and learn it as well. The ground. So now add submit. And hopefully this will now work. Oh, I didn't. Whoops. I didn't add all the cable pipes down below. Also, this does not seem to have auto connected to this barrel. Let's cancel this first. Then we'll get our other pipes laid. For these, we'll just have to disconnect. That. And that. Okay. Okay, something like that. So then we just need to have another extract coming out here. And this time we want to blacklist the tablet, which I keep forgetting. I can open up my wireless now. And the fabulous. Whitelist, blacklist, and now, as long as we can get this guy to work properly, then we also need power. We also need power, which that's a little rough. First of all, let's see if we request up this. The things go where they're supposed to. No. So then maybe... this just needs to be placed like that. Let me try again. Problem is, nothing is going anywhere. Even without the power, things should still be moving. Because we know these work. Unless the recipe itself is messed up. I don't see anything messed up with it. This is gonna be off-centered, but let me... That's a shame. Alright, let's... So we've added power. It's connected to the network. This still does nothing. Check the book. Usable mark pedestals 43. Still 43. That means these ones on the end do not work. Okay, that's 43. If I do that, does that bring it up? Nope. Okay. So then this one here should, okay, so this here should work. Yes, the corners work. And then the power is the problem here. Because if I do this, 47, 48. While that's all fine, we still have this issue here. So this is a package. Because of the mode that we have it in. So if I change it back to direct, but it still doesn't do what I think it should. Nothing's ending up in here at all. If I take this, set it on top, sure. Now, can this output back? Or not? Looks like it did by itself. So we have our creative mana tablet. Just like that. And it has EMC. Apparently. Not really EMC. Got it. Also, it feels like the game's crashing. Okay, well, we have our creative mana tablet, which was needed for this deal, I guess. Oh, that we need a few of them. Okay. Well, either way, we know it works. So now... thinking about it. Sorry, just while that's calculating, I'm checking a message here. Or notification, rather. That's what I thought. It was pointless. Alright, never mind. Why can you not calculate this? Too large, probably. Too many pieces. Probably because some of the stuff we don't have, maybe. Let's look at our angel steel. We have 3rd, 5th, and 6th. We need it up to the 11th. Let me look in here, I guess. This is an easier way of looking at what you need. 6, 7. But it's the chaos thing that's here that it's having issues calculating. More than likely, that's the actual issue. But it should work. Either way, it should work. Okay. So... Cool. Now we can focus on this. And I don't know, I'm still trying to figure out here. I think this is the problem recipe. This one should be fine. Yeah, this one should be fine. This is the problem. Because you need the center and the outsides to contain the same thing. So I think we make... Well, that's still an issue. That's still an issue because even if I make 2, even if I set up another crafting, apparatus for this, this is still an issue that we gotta solve. How do you tell it to do that? We could just put the large fragments in the center ourselves. Set up the rest of the automation ourselves. But then you're also going to have item input problems, because if we want to input items here, you're limiting your extra power for the charging, which we would just have to accept. You just have to accept that, okay, it's going to charge slower, but at least it'll be automated. So remove all these. That part's fine. We get more barrels. We get a barrel. And on this one, I don't know if we can use a pattern provider. On this one, we could use a pattern provider. On this one, we still could, because it's multiples of the same stuff. We want to set these all to single item mode. And then we're going to want a pattern provider. Set that there. Okay, had to remember how to do that. Okay, so then this. We're gonna have to have some on the bottom. And then we're gonna have to do this. Do this. These can be on the bottom. This one can be on the bottom. Sides around the top. We'll do it the other way. Okay, like that. Okay, then we need hole underneath. Something like that. A little bit like that. That guy going. Then for our pattern, we could do the full recipe, I think. But now this one needs to be changed to 4. So there's that. And then down here, want to blacklist, add the blacklist that extract there. Look for a certain transport item. Items something. One item at a time to the core. Page 1. I'm in the way. Now I'm not. Page 2. The item transporter. Okay. Let's see what that's about. Oh. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know what these are. This is like a send and receive type mechanic. So then we're gonna have to transfer our chest over to that side. Hold on, if we're gonna transfer it to... the awkward. Put the barrel... Put the barrel before the hopper. Have her transfer it to the hopper. Oh, okay. So, like... Okay. Yeah, the problem is not cutting off any of this stuff. I could actually put the stuff in here. Oh, the top one. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I forgot there was one on top. So, yeah, instead of this, do this. And then... see, that is receive. And then we come in on this side to this. Do this. Do that and that. We can set... There needs to be one block of space. Okay, that's fine. Oh. Then now... Now it's going down. Do 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 do. Oh, I see. The number you set there. Okay, that's cool. And then neutral steel of the 3rd degree. Boom, just like that. Okay. Do the same for the bottom one. Oh, yeah. Okay. So here we've blacklisted 3rd degree steel. So we just need to get some cable. I think this one's fine. I just want to make sure. Yeah. We can run off of this cable here. And we want to make sure we're not blocking off. So we'll just run through this hole here. Something tells me this isn't going to line up perfectly. Oh, it does. Okay, now craft me up for those. So now, first, I want a Draconic Court. That seems to work. We would have to actually move the input here. So Something like that will work. What? Something broke. How did it? Oh, did it just... I see. Did it just try to make a bunch of these to make the one of those? Is that what just happened? Alright, so then... like, if I do this, it's gonna break again? Yeah. 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 It breaks again. Because the pipes don't know what's supposed to go where. It's just pulling whatever it gets first. Okay, there should be... fix for that. Like I can make... in theory, I could make these one at a time, but then that kind of defeats the purpose of the... and I broke it, yep. Try to request that more than one and it breaks. Kind of defeats the purpose. We could lock this until crafting result is returned. That seems to be working. We'll have to wait and see once it gets done with these to see what happens with... You did not think that would work that well? Let's see what happens on the last stage here. Oh, I changed that recipe and forgot. Dang it. I changed this recipe and forgot that I changed it. Large chaos. Put this back in here. We'll try that again. We'll try that again. Also, I want to look and see, are watches of flowing time in here? Of course not. That would have been too easy. Alright, let's try this again from scratch. Give me one more of those. Alright, this should be the last one of those, I think. Oh, well, maybe one more. Yeah, one more, and then this should make the chaotic afterwards. Let's see what happens. Oh no! Why did it not work? Yeah. Yeah. Because it did a thing. I could slow this down. From the barrel to another barrel, then transport them via pipes. I had that thought as well. Yeah, right. So this here doesn't work, eh? So weird. Alright, so then here... Alright, I need the items. So, Wyvern. Awakens. Singularity. Awakened. And chaos. Four. 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 Four, because the max number that we need in all of these. One. We shouldn't need to blacklist anymore, I wouldn't think. Alright, let's try this again. We know this part's fine. There it goes. Yo! Tech Game Lord, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to Rapids Legion. I do not add people that I do not know on Discord. I do apologize for that. Alright, so that seems to have worked. That seems to have worked. So we've now fixed these two automation issues. This guy here and these guys here. What happens if I request multiple? I want to see what happens when I request multiple. Is it smart enough to know? To figure it out? I guess it would be the pattern provider that would have to figure it out. So it's actually working on these as well as working on these at the same time, it looks like. Or no, it's crafting these up first, I guess. It's crafting what it can, what it has available, and then it'll work on doing this stuff. I don't know. It's kind of doing it. For the transistors, we're using, yeah, Pneumaticraft. It's the, yes. Then I should change it over to a stack. 32. Not a bad idea. I didn't realize that the chamber wouldn't get confused. I didn't know that if it would get confused or not, which is why I never did that. I didn't know it could craft multiple things at a time. Is my point. Okay, let's hit up. Well, we'll wait for this one. I want to see it finish this craft since it's had to craft multiple things. Yeah, I have the speed upgrades maxed. So it should be doing... Yep, it's doing that first, and then afterwards it should do the... chaotic one. Beautiful. Alright, now let's change this recipe here. We'll change it for both. Welcome to another episode. We will either fix it or break it. Alright, you are. Alright, let's try this again. we actually ran it out of pressure. That's impressive. But once it builds up to the pressure, it's doing the craft pretty fast. It's crafting the 32 pretty fast. I think that is faster. It feels faster. I need more heat pipe and stuff on here. Then heat sinks. Just woke up. What'd you miss? We managed to improve our capacitor and transistor automation, as well as we managed to automate the chaotic cores over here. And then now I'm trying to drag more heat out of this guy so we can get it to a more optimal temperature. Huh. This is weird. Bucket. Not sure why that would have gotten lost. Also, what temperature is this thing? Not sure. Anyway, Try to get this to the optimal temperature, but it's not the easiest thing in the world to do. Also, I have no idea if these heat sinks can operate without the heat pipe behind them or not. Anyway, so now we can fully automate the chaotic cores. We have faster capacitors and transistors now. That might slowly get optimized. This is fixing itself as well, it looks like. Alrighty. So now, if I look at the chaos ingot recipe, and I tried to craft one, doesn't know how to make the ultimate components. Needs to know how to make insanite ingots. Can I access the basic table from here? Oh, no, because we're not using a normal pattern. So. That's using these guys. So I must have missed. Nope, definitely didn't miss it. It's there. Oh, was it the component that we were missing? It was a component that we were missing. There, that's normal crafting. Okay, that makes more sense. That makes more sense. There you go. Okay, so now, another one of those. So Demon Steel, Crystal Matrix, and Insanite. Makes sense. All that makes sense. We could get Crystal Matrix and Insanite automated here. That should work fine. And then we just need to make sure the recipes or more we need to make sure that there are recipes for that. Can't you autocraft 1 block equals 4 blocks? Oh, maybe. That one's not even fully upgraded yet. PCB, one of each of the circuits. processors. Come on, PCB. There it goes. Crafting the unassembled. I took the speed upgrade. No, I didn't. Oh, there's a pressure issue. There we go. 1 block into 4 blocks would be common. Probably don't need that one. Don't need that one. That was the one that's useless. Yeah. Yeah, we're not going to be able to do them all. That's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point. Only the important ones. Yeah, only the important ones. Or, yeah, I guess the ones that don't have EMC. That's a good point, too. Just anything that doesn't have EMC. So, like, chorus metal block. I don't know if we'll ever need it, but we might. So, we'll set it. Cyber steel. You never know. Surely there can't be that many, you know? That one's pointless anyway. Red barrel. Gosm has EMC. That has EMC. EMC. No EMC. Whoa. EMC. Yep. Excuse me. Chaos Plank. Infinity block. Ultimate block. Alright, page 12. The nanite. All this looks like probably has EMC. To double check, make sure. Angel Steel. Galu? Sure. Gallium. Pig iron. Here, I'll just do it this way. Pig iron. Elf steel. Neutral. Sure. Okay. Didn't realize I could duplicate the final star shards. Berry. Then what we do here is, I just want to verify. We make, so each I don't believe I have the chorus metal one yet. Each pattern provider can hold 9 recipes. So what we do there is, for every 9 recipes, we just make a new atomic assembly. Okay. Very. And Cyber Steel's our last one. And then we count. We got 24, 25. So we need 3. Yeah. Crafting this thing by hand, dang it. Logic, calculation, engineering, point, pipe, I must not have bypassed limit on that guy. Makes sense. Got another one. A little bit of that. 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 Alright, let me grab these, put them in here. Let's start grabbing patterns. Also, I'm missing... No, just the Demon Steel, which is DMCable. Okay. Now, we just need a way. Get space on you. You do. Grab a little bit of dense cable here. It'll all come online. Also, want to make sure that was learned. Now, we're attempting to make Chaos Ingot. Luminescence and Demon Seal the 11th. Makes sense. We've been going here for almost 2 hours. Let's go ahead and take a quick 5-minute break here. Before you grab yourself a drink, grab yourself a snack. No gameplay will happen during the break, and we'll be right back. Alright, folks, let's get back in here. There we go. There we go. Sorry about that. Alright, so we have the cores automated. We have maybe the blocks automated now. Let's see here. We just need luminescence, neutral steel. Luminescence can be automated. We only need to put lumium in the top here with the fading EMC link. And then we would have to put blocks of glowstone in there. It doesn't matter which pipe we use, really, but so let's grab 2 links. What I wanted there. We're gonna need pipe. Also, I don't have to keep going back there. I keep forgetting. It doesn't have to be fully here. And then we would need an importer on the bottom of this. Is that how I want to do this, though? Do I just want to keep making luminescence all the time? Or do I want to pattern it? This, for sure, can be EMC link. That's with the glowstone. Like, that part there's no problem at all. That can be running all the time. But this part, we could, rather than going up top here, we could just go on the bottom. Set the bottom to be input output. I shouldn't have covered that hole. Yeah, and then we do a pattern provider on the bottom of that. And we make a pattern for luminescence. We don't want that. Is it 2 to 2? Is that correct? 2 to 2, it is 2 to 2, so we set that. Here. With a 2 to 2. I don't think this cable has any space, unfortunately. Don't think that cable has space. I'm pretty sure that one's linked up to here. So there's nothing in this, right? Yeah. We're gonna need anchors. So now it's just missing the neutral steel. The system now knows how to make the luminescence. Let's do a test here. Make sure that is working how it is intended to work. I think we have to set the auto eject on. Then that should work. Try that again. Yep, that works. No problem. Cool. So now neutral steel to the 11th degree. We need 6 to come into here. That's gonna make 7th here. And that 7th can probably be imported back into the system. And then we can set up another pattern provider here for the 8th. We could set another pattern provider here for the 9th. 10th is already taken care of. And then for the 11th, I don't know if we can pattern provide directly onto this depot or not. If we can pattern provide onto the depot and then with an item pipe import it back once with a filter saying that it's the 11th. And I think that should be fine. Then we can change up the recipe for the 11. We can make sure the 11th, because the system already knows how to make the etching acid, so we make sure that 1 bucket of etching acid plus 110 equals 11, right? Cool. So let's see here. 1 pattern provider there. 3, 6 equals a 7. That imports that back. I think it's 3, 7 equals an 8. That'll import that back. 1, 8 equals a 9. We might have to... we just set that up here on this side, left side, is the output. Right side here, this is items. So gases, as long as gases is fine, I don't think this part matters. We auto eject there. Boom. 10th goes into there. 11 goes into there. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 pattern providers. Then of course it's gonna cook up another batch of 32 of those. That's fine. While we're waiting on that, let me check this line here. This line here connects to here. Do we have space for it? We do, so that's great. We'll run it off of this line. We could use tunnels and stuff and wireless shenanigans, but we'll do hard lines. We'll do hard lines. Alright, there's our 4 pattern providers. We want 1 there. Pointing down. We want 1 here. Pointing that way. Make sure this side config. Set the output with auto eject on. One there. This is already set up. Yes. So then we just do that. But actually, we want I want that to be input output. And then same thing over here. I want this to be input output. This one here is not that big of a deal because it's going to this barrel. And then we're just going to set an track there, going back up. Into the light, I will fly. Fire. Just slightly awkward here. Do that. Put the extract there. Yes, this is working. So then this is going to return it there. We can do that for all it matters. That is input output. That's already input output. I checked that. So then our last one. This is the part I'm not certain about. I'm hoping this will work. And then we're going to set extract here with a filter. But we have to get 111 to make sure that can be filtered. So let's see if we have one. Once again, yeah, we actually have some already. Cool. So then we want this to be whitelisted to this. And I really hope that works. Really hope that works. Oh. So we already had that in there. Cool. And then we just need to set up these recipes. Just need to set up the recipes. Let's get some more patterns in here. Alright, so now we'll work our way backwards. We can keep this way. That's completely fine, I think. Oh, but the problem is, no, we can't have it there. We can't have it there because we have etching acid. Okay, hold on. We can do this way. We just put the etching acid into here instead of putting it into the system. It's probably worth doing that, and then if we're gonna do that, we want to clear. Can I clear the side config out here? So we clear the side config. Well, I don't know. I don't know if this is gonna do what we want. If I use another item type, I should be able to filter all right, let's get the other recipes up first here. All right, so that's 11. We want 10. We already have 10. 9. There's 8 to 9. Put that there for now. 8 to 9. 7 to 8. We do not need any fluids. And then 6 to 7. Okay, let's get some of these inputted here. So this is going to be 6 to 7. This is going to be 7 to 8. This is going to be 8 to 9. Then if we get these connected, we got this guy here. It's gonna be ugly, but I don't care. This point, it can be ugly. It's not like our base is pretty right now. Anyway. We're all about function here, not necessarily looks. Crap. Not what I want to do. Oops. This guy will sure take its time to autocraft. Probably. But it'll be completely automated, right? So we won't have to run around with all these machines and move stuff around. That's the idea. This guy, we already know we have a connection right here below it. So 7 and 8 are connected. Let me look at 9. Do we have any cables near here? Probably not, if I had to guess. We can almost run this underneath, I think. I need more dense cable. That's 9. That's all the way up to 9, right? The only thing... So we need a 10. Let me get a 10. And in theory... Boom. It just went through all those machines. There's, boom. There's 10 right there. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. I wanted the 10 because we want to input the 11, output the 10. And then if we... This is set up for buckets, that's fine. If we remove this, we should be able to filter Well, we don't even have to filter this part, I don't think. Pretty sure that was an accident on that one. Okay. That shouldn't, I don't think that should, that, unfortunately we will have to remove that one as well, though. Okay, so, oh, this is not online. This is not online, so we're gonna have to connect this one on the bottom. Is that our line? That is our line. So cool, we're actually relatively close here. We just get some anchors. So you're there. We'd even go directly underneath as long as we put an anchor here. And now we test to see if this is going to work the way I want it to. That's apparently not online. It is online. We do not have the pattern. This pattern does have the etching acid bucket in it. Cool. Let's see. If I wanted to craft one. Because the system knows how to make buckets of etching acid, not this. So if I tell it instead that this is a bucket of etching acid, that should work? Question mark? That looks like that worked. Ah. Ah. Okay. So we set a filter on this. How's the recipe for the 11th degree again? 1 neutral of the 10th to 1 etching acid equals 1 11th degree. Because I want the bucket of etching acid to go in here. Let's try that again. chasing storms. Seems to be working. Not too bad. There's no way I have a big enough CPU for this, but let's see this again. Ah, yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 So we need to remove the neutral steel degrees, or the neutral steels from in here. And around. Okay, yeah. So any neutral steel that's less than 6. Because if it wants to make 6-degree neutral steel, we want it to use that. Okay, that's looking like that might not work. That idea might not work. But the machine runs fine. But it does not. So essentially, this is not seeing any of the atomic reconstructors. It says some machine block. But it doesn't know what those are. So then what we would put in a barrel on a pipe. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. We'd have to separate, these into a, okay. Okay. Let me just do this middle one first, since that's the one we're currently concerned about. Let me throw those up there. Okay. These are all online. The other thing is, I'm not sure if this whole setup down here is going to work out for these to see that it's received what it's trying to receive. But let's start here with the 6. Well, I guess technically we would just get this loop out of here, right? Because this loop is to make infinite of it, and that's not the idea here. So we take the loops out. Kind of. We adjust the loops. Let's put it that way. We adjust the loops. So rather than them being here, we make the loops on the bottom. We take the extracts on the bottom. And then we have these feed back up into here. No, we just get rid of the loops altogether. We don't want it to loop. That's the premise. Okay, so we allow this to input there, and then we extract from this side. Crap. Let's try again. Is this erroring because... Oh, okay. So this isn't going to work anyway. It's got to be barrels. Gotta be barrels. Do that. Okay, so now all that should see the barrels, I would think. Okay, it sees barrels, so now can we... Still not liking that for some reason, eh? One neutral gets you 4 neutral. That's the correct thing. The line, a night like this can never rewind. Hear the wolf cry out to the lights. 1 6. You receive 4 6. There's nothing in here, right? For the atomic. No. We could try these. We could try doing it this way instead of the instead of through 82. Say 1 6. Get you 4 6 like that. Holders. Say 2 holder. And we need a packaging provider. Take a couple steps back. The only thing about this, though, is I don't think we'll be able to combine lines. So all of these will have to be separate lines. Like that. And I doubt that's automatically connected. Says it is. Just in case it's not. No, not even that. Well, I don't know if that's actually connected to fair. I don't know if the bottom of those can actually connect. Let's see here. Nope. Doesn't work. Can you make any OG? Can you make any of the other blocks? Yes. Yeah, I can. In theory, I could have. However many patterns, 27, 26 of the non-EMCable items. We could be looping those all the time. Right, auto-crafting with the matrix block. Oh, instead of the steel? You're thinking maybe it's just a steel issue? Nope. I think what we do is similar to this stuff here. We set up drawers for every block that we may or may not want to do that's EMCable with void upgrades in them. And then we set up 25, 26 atomic assemblers and just loop them. Then we'll just have them imported into the system, stored into the drawers, voided off if we don't need any more. It's just a cost of power, and that's a lot of power. It's gonna run a lot of power. But even that's not that large of an issue. Get another 101 of these. We can always vamp our power up pretty easily. Is there a better way of making aluminum plates, by the way? No. Okay. Figured I'd check. Too much. That was too much. It's gonna run out of power. My bad. I broke it. But yeah, essentially we make however many recipes we have. 9, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 25. We make 25 of those, and then void upgrade, draw it. Oh, I forgot it requires those. Also that. Boom, 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 boom. Let's turn it back on. Go to sleep. And this guy here will keep making. Do, do, do. I think 4 is the max. Electricity side is called cable. Thought it was, I just wasn't sure. Only 5, yeah. I thought so. I ran out of cable. Alrighty. So we were missing 9. We're up to 3 there. Throw those in there. Then reset up my loops. Your light will guide us on the way. Alright, that's all fine. Then we can add 2 more this way. Once we get the pellets over here. I believe 4 is enough to make 1 creative alloy. These require 2. Alright, so we set up degree steel. Well, we got plenty of drive space, I guess. We got quite a bit of drive space. And then matrix. Make sure bypass is on there. Infinity. We'll find a safe hiding place. Your light will guide us on the way. You can be my secret in the night. So it's missing 32,006. Boom, 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 boom. Alright, so we'll just let this build up. Pretty sure we're maxed out on our burn rate. This guy's just going fast as he possibly can. We're not backing up the tube. Because we need crystal, infinity, insanite. Insanite. And well, we're gonna need chaos planks as well. Not right now. We're also gonna need fairy. These never make a block. Trying to get here. I need 16 of these. Oh, angel. We can set up angel as well. The plug. Nope. Point. Pipe. Oops. That's annoying. I figured it was gonna happen eventually, but okay, let this finish its thing. There we are. Cluster, how's it going? Alright, here. Let's see here. So we have 6 crystal, infinity, nothing. We need angel steel, probably, perhaps. It's fairly complex, yes, but worth it. Okay, so we got those going. We have the infinities going. We need the insanite going. And a whole nother one of those. That's a rip. What did something break? That would appear as if something broke. Oh, it's nighttime. That's what's happening. We don't get our antimatter at night. Boom, boom, boom. The whole process breaks at night. Holy crap, it was night for a while. Luckily, it has a backlog, so it can be running at full speed. Do you not have class today? Buster? I need these. I need these, otherwise I can't progress. Fully sped up, fully energized. Technically, always have class since it's at your own pace. So yeah, going over FTP and TFTP currently like 2/3 way done with this course. Just trying to hammer it out. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, I forgot it was self-paced. Technically, we should be able to crank this up now too. Maybe double it to 16. But that's not going to matter because once it empties this out, it's going to be limited by how fast we can produce. Right, so now it's... What the hell? This is I mean, it'll take it all, but there's no point in it having it all. Let's lower that back down to 8. But yeah, sure, it'll take all the power you want to give it, but if you're not producing the material it needs to run that fast... Interesting. But it's not backing up by any means. I'm not sure what this progress bar being stuck means, but So we have Angel, we have Infinity, we have this, we have that. The only other thing I can think of currently is going to be the Insanite, yes? DMC, DMC, DMC. We're working on those. We got that planned. DMC. And Angel Steel we're working. So for this specifically, yeah. The Angel Steel, the only last thing we got here is the Insanite. Got that, 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 and that. Yeah, so we just need one more for the Insanite. That's another 8 of these. These. Let's see where we're at. Atomic. We got it. Get a PCB. Get some processors. That. So step one. Step one is that. Make sure all these go in. We also need a point. Also need a point. Bypass the limit on the point. Never forget to do that. We want some item pipe here. This one is an... It's gonna become a mess, but I guess it's fine. We let it continue its messiness until we finish setting it up. And there it goes. $2 million, $1 million, $6 million, $5 million, $1 million. And we have plenty of storage space, so we don't necessarily have to worry about it all that much. Chaos and it, let's go. Now it's just time. Now it's just time. I almost think we should switch all of them over to 6th degree. Or you let the PC run again overnight? Yeah. So currently we're at 29 missing. 29 missing. I just want to see how fast we're getting 1K. I don't think it's all that fast. Yeah, not very fast. The only thing I'm worried about with our current the only thing I'm worried about our current setup with letting the PC run overnight is this. We might come back to a lot of these filled. So I think if we're gonna do that, we need to set up a backup in the terms of having these ready to swap into. The largest is 16384. Yeah, go ahead and do, yep. You have to leave, you're going grocery shopping. See you, have fun. See you. Nice, you got a Squirtle to start off with. And then you can do, Poke Catch again. And then after a certain amount of time, it'll tell you whether you've caught it or not. Is my chair leaking oil? Alright, 1 second here. I will be right back. Oh, yes, I didn't mute my mic. To answer that question, yes, the chair was leaking oil from the armrest, but I cleaned it up. I cleaned it up. I also noticed this chair's not, the arms on this chair aren't even put together correctly. Not that I'm gonna fix it right now. I yearn for that someone to bear with me. Okay, so we're gonna have that there as a backup. So then, this is our biggest slowdown. Yeah, we have two dogs. Oh, it's nighttime again. I need like an artificial daylight generator. Yeah, that's why I'm kind of glad we don't have a cat. This chair was not cheap. Wasn't expensive either, but definitely had it had a price tag on it that I don't want to spend again if I don't have to. I was thinking that we might have to make even another one of these. I still don't like the speed that it's coming in at. Chaos 1. 23,000. Any matter. Okay, so if we're... Oh, I don't need that one. If we're waiting on... bankrupted store stock, so... Oh well, that's pretty good. Just let her go for it. What does this do? I was just curious. I want to look at some of these recipes. Yeah, chaos ingots. Basically, seems like chaos ingots are like our last big hurdle. Project E, we could make this guy, but we can't make this guy without chaos ingots. But our actual goal here is to get the creative vending upgrade. And we need 2 of these. So then 2 of these is going to require 2 of these. Which is 2 of these, which is 16 chaos ingots, I think. Yeah, 16 chaos ingots. There's 8 up here, 8 here. But then once we have infinites, we make 1 chaos ingot, we have an infinite of them. We make 1 of this, we have infinite of them. That's my plan here. Finish out the pack with a bang. We'd have creative storage here as well with one of those. Fluid's gonna take a little bit. These aren't that bad. Other than this part. Try some of those. But once we get one of these, we can duplicate these as well. But I don't even want to get one of these until I have infinite of the other things. So then, actually, once we have infinity squared. Once we have infinite creative vending upgrades, we get infinity of those. We make this we could probably already make at this point. I don't think there's anything stopping us from making that. All right, this is our not that. This is our backup plan. We have we have 20, 256. So we need 5,012 total. So we actually need one of these as well. Because currently we have 4096. $1,024. Yeah, that would get us with new of these, and then we can use the, if we need to, after we get back tomorrow, we can use this to transfer everything over and have all the storage back. That was the only thing I was concerned about with this guy. But anyway, if we come back here and we look at the ME, or the creative, oh, I took these out. I should have taken those out. So we need dents. There we are. Get ourselves a creative energy cell. So crafting a bunch of processors for this guy. Oh, just some. There it goes. There we are. So this means even if our system fills up, we can always recover. I think right now this is crafting one neutral steel at a time. I guess it's working on 9. Pull those pellets out of there so we don't have them accidentally used up. Just trying to figure out the slow part here. I guess it's this part? Having gas issues. That helps a little bit, I think. Horsey. Pretty good Pokemon. Just chilling, it's actually super nice. Every time I pause this robot man teaching me on YouTube, I hear you engineering the soft thing. It's a good vibe. Cool. Plus you can catch all the Pokemon. Very true. Very true. Well, this is a creative energy item, so I guess it's to be expected that it's going to take long, right? Just all these different processes it's having to go through. Once it runs out of this, then it's really going to be a problem. Pressurized. Yeah, this is the one that has no upgrades. No way of making this guy faster. It's funny that we're doing all this processing just for this ethylene, because all the rest of like these have EMC. So we're literally voiding these off. Essentially. I mean, we're getting the EMC value up for it, I'm sure, but... yeah, if it's not this process, then it's the next process after. If it's not that process, then it's going to be the process after that, where we'll run out of antimatter, and then... like, we are running out of antimatter. We could make the... I know what we could do. I don't know if we have the materials, but we could make the Draconic Celestial Manipulator to where it's daytime all the time. We never have to worry about sleeping in a bed. There it is. Then we need a point. We want... clear skies. Noon. Oops, I accidentally fired it off. I was trying to... I remember how this works. I remember how this works. It's like... okay, so then this... okay. Oops. We do need the power on it, but we need... some of this. And like this. If it's raining, I don't know why it's not letting me click it though. Huh. I set it here. Oh, I remember now. I remember. Okay, so we need a... not sure how that happened, but okay. we need a rain sensor. And this will go here. Alright, let me just get a normal piece of redstone, I guess. So that'll go there. Then if it senses rain, it'll put out a redstone signal. And then this one, we want it to clear skies. Then we need another one. And then this one. We're going to have it set to new. And then we just need a light sensor, maybe? You can use this as a sensor menu to select a sensor and set the appropriate upgrades and navigate through the folder structure. Sensors are marked as block sensors. That's not what we want. I guess a light sensor. It says it's 5 a.m. I guess sunrise is fine. And that one's set for rain. Anyway, so that should be good there. Shouldn't have to sleep anymore, and this should keep running all the time. Did our creative get done? Nope, it's waiting on... Yeah. Ethylene. We could increase our production, I guess. Oh, we don't need this anymore. Yeah, it's finally getting through the backlog of all of this. It's rather impressive that it's actually managing to do that. So it's actually almost all caught up to this point. And once it makes that, as soon as it makes one of those, it should be coming into here. Yep, and that's all fine. This, pretty much fine as well. This has a lot of space. So it's got a full stack here and a full stack here. We got this all automated. We have our backup drives. Put the cores in there now. Still needing plastic. And a bunch of neutral steel to 6th degree at 16K. What's the issue with our plastic production? Is there an issue or just speed? I literally think it's just speed. I don't know if raising the heat here raises the processing time or not. We could give it a million. Something tells me that's not going to do anything for the speed. Best way of knowing that would be if this is going down now. If we go over to our oil, yeah, I don't think that made a difference. Yeah, and this is going... somewhere making plastic buckets. Here? Yeah. That's just going directly into here. which means it's going directly into our system. No, 2,000. Thank you very much. That's what I meant to do. Give it an even 2,000. We got plenty to spare. But yeah, doesn't do anything. You crank it up any higher than that. Wow, we went through that. Which means now we're just waiting on this, which is the ethylene. We could speed this up. But how much are we waiting on? Probably quite a bit, right? Yeah, quite a bit. So even speeding that up's not going to do that much. Okay. And then this over here is still working. Oh, is our celestial manipulator going or not? Why are you not working? Also, what happened to our rain sensor? Do you have to have redstone? Oops. There we are. That should work then. We want this one set to clear sky. Now hopefully all that works. Like it should now. It's still going. This is all fine there. All good there. Let's crank this up to 12. Shouldn't matter now. Everything should be functioning properly. In fact, we can do a test. Let's do a set time tonight. Do I need to set a repeater there instead? Do you turn off if it's daytime? I need to see if this is actually working the way I want it to. Or is this just on all the frickin' time? I think this one's on all the time. This is not the sensor I want. I think it's the problem there. But is there a we want to invert this signal. I think because that does that. Then in order to invert it, so right, I'm about to speak inside. Okay. So nighttime it turns on, triggers it. Daytime shuts it off. Okay, let's do that test again. Set time to night. Redstone signal comes on. Triggers it. Sets it back to daytime. Nice. Now, let's try this. Toggle rain. How do I make it rain? Weather, rain. Okay, the rain hits. And that turns the rain off. Good deal. So that means this will always be running. And everything should be hunky-dory. Now, we might come back to the radiated world because if these pipes fill up, the radiation will be full. But that's okay. It's not that big of a deal. We have radiation suits. So I think what we'll do here is we will start another craft. Well, we cannot start this craft until probably tomorrow, but we'll have enough backup neutral silver 6 that we should be able to start that craft. So we're going to let this keep going. Doing what it's doing. And that's where we're going to leave it off for today, folks. I will let this run overnight. I think we are pretty much prepared in case the worst case scenario and our drives get full. We're pretty much prepared to where we can dump everything into these drives here. And then still have a bunch of space left over, so no big deal there. We're going to go ahead and call it there. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did and you're watching over on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you're watching here on Twitch and you're not followed, make sure you're following me. As well as follow me on Facebook and X to know when I go live. Pretty much go live every single day, but you never know. There might be a day when I don't. But that's going to be it. Hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll see you guys all next time.